Hello and welcome to Blytheway Business News, where today I'm joined by the team from National Milk Records. National Milk Records, listed on the Aquis market with a ticker of NMRP, is the company which helps ensure the quality and the safety of the UK dairy herd and the UK dairy products that we buy from our supermarkets. The company's just announced its first quarter results. I'm going to come to you, Mark, as Finance Director, first of all. You've had a great set of quarterly results. Give us the highlights, please.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. We've just posted sales revenues for the first quarter of 5.7 million, which is a growth of 7.6% on the same period last year, so a healthy figure. We recognise, of course, that the same quarter last year was in recovery from the first lockdown for COVID-19 in March 2020. So they are flattered a little bit by that, but nonetheless, 5.722 million, in fact, is our best sales quarter ever on a like-for-like basis. So we're pleased with those numbers. And looking into the total, our core revenue sectors grew by 4.9%, and in particular, our testing for Johne's disease by more than 9%. Testing adjacencies grew by nearly 24%, and within that, testing for bovine viral diarrhea by 25%, and that's a key category for us. And also on-farm software sales and support, that grew by nearly 13% in the quarter, and that's a key category for us because it underpins one of our strategies, which is the support of data exchange up and down the supply chain.
I think in the many years that we've had Blytheway Business News, that's the first time we had reference to bovine diarrhea, but I'm going to move swiftly on. Andy's been on the programme many times talking about the company's growth strategy. How do these financial results underpin that? What do they mean for the future growth of National Milk Records?
Well, first of all, it's worthy of note that we've got a growth strategy. So we are a mature business in a mature sector, and we have reliable income streams and pay dividend. But we are also, have a growth strategy, and these numbers really are early evidence of delivering on that. And we have an ambition to deliver growth of 5% in the top line and 15% in EBITDA consistently over the medium term. And that is through a balance of focus on our core sectors, which is testing for milk in the UK dairy sector. And we will drive that by winning more customers and getting more cows on our database, but also by the penetration of our services into that sector. And also by looking to pursue opportunities in adjacent sectors, so opportunities such as the sustainability agenda and also our surveillance options, including things like testing for antibiotics, are key revenue opportunities for us in terms of growth. And we also have ambition to drive our scale in terms of a second engine for growth in the business and looking at opportunities, including new technologies such as genocells.
Now, I want to come to Andy on that because the genocells technology you've mentioned in your quarterly announcement today. You say the equipment is in the process of being installed. Andy, what's the time frame and what does this mean for the future offering from the company?
So it's really important for investors to sort of understand some of the terminology here. So genocells is a service that we'll be selling during 2022, but this is all enabled by our genomics testing. So genomics testing is already running. The brand that we take out into the marketplace is a brand called Genomic. Genomics testing is where you're looking at the DNA of particular animals, and you're using that DNA in combination with a genomic key to give farmers an early indication of whether a young calf is going to be a good cow or a bad cow. So genomics, the equipment that's installed in the laboratory, is already running, and the genomics testing enables Genus cells which is a new way, a new disruptive technology in terms of doing somatic cell count testing in UK dairy. We have an exclusive license to bring this disruptive technology into the UK. The timescales, we've already got a very successful pilot running with First Milk, which was one of the big milk buyers in the UK. That pilot is completing during this calendar year, so that the results of that will be published in December, and then we would hope to get. Then it's all about making the it's the equipment's there. It's making the IT, taking the IT systems into a production environment, and we'll be doing that during the next calendar year, so 2022.
Okay, let's look at prices for a moment. I mean, across the industry, there have been shortages, cross-industry shortages in the last few months. We've seen increases in commodity prices. Milk prices look to be strong. What can you tell us, Andy, about what's been driving that, and what does it mean for the future prospects of the dairy industry?
Yeah, UK dairy is actually in a really good place at the moment. I'm very aware that there isn't a public listed big dairy company. I mean, there used to be Wiseman's, there used to be Dairy Crest. So I think investors have got used to the fact that there is information on the overall health of the dairy sector in the public domain, which without those two big players, there's less of that drip of information. But investors can get really good quality independent data on the health of the dairy industry from AHDB. You can sign up to effectively a dairy market update, which comes out on a weekly basis. So you can get independent information on the health of the dairy sector from AHDB. But yeah, the dairy sector is in a very good place. The consumption of dairy during lockdown increased. So the UK public fell in love with cooking again. A lot of cheeses, yogurts. More of the higher value dairy products being consumed. So consumption of dairy on a UK basis is going up, but the export opportunities are beginning to crystallise now. And the milk processors in the UK are looking on to the fact that it's not necessarily all about filling poly bottles full of liquid milk and selling it to Tesco's. There's opportunities for export of cheeses, of butter, and into dairy ingredients with milk powders as well. So now the UK dairy sector is in a good place at the moment.
That's good to hear. Now, finally, before I let you go, we're recording this interview during the COP26 conference currently ongoing in Glasgow. Enormous focus on societies, companies moving towards net zero. Has National Milk Records got a role in that? Are the services that you're providing helping the dairy industry move towards a net zero target?
Oh, absolutely. There's the whole move towards sustainability is a huge opportunity for us. And when investors are looking at NMR, they've got to take that into account. Just from a company perspective, we have a very large logistics operation. So just this week, we're actually installing fuel bunkering at our depots, and we're moving towards a biofuel rather than burning diesel, which is going to have a big effect on our own carbon footprint. And we're just moving the provision of our company cars to Lex, because we believe their electric vehicle policy is better than our current provider. So we're doing our own little bit internally, but the big opportunity for NMR in this space is the fact that as a journey, any journey, you talk about farmers, the dairy industry being on a journey to net zero. If you're going on a journey, you need a map to get there, and you need to be able to measure how you're performing, and that's what NMR does. So the opportunity for us to either collect additional information in terms of fertilizer, fuel from farmers, and then bulk that back into information on how much milk are they producing in order to help the whole carbon calculation process. That's an opportunity. But also just technology. We're very close to being able to measure the methane production directly from milk, because animals that are producing methane leave almost like a signature of that methane production in the milk, and we're developing the technology to be able to measure that. So yes, absolutely, huge opportunity for us, and we look forward to trying to sell those services into the UK market. But if we can develop that intellectual property around some of those ideas, then potentially maybe licensing that around the globe is also an opportunity for us. So yeah, we're very heartened by all of the noise coming out of COP.
Lots of opportunities for National Milk Records. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us today. That was Mark Frankcom and Andy Warne of National Milk Records. I should have said a rarity among Aquis listed companies, one of the ones that pays a regular dividend. So look out for that. That's it from Blytheway Business News for today. Thanks for watching.